Welcome to my very first Plan With Me video. I'm going to be doing a mixture of my quarter two recap as well as how I am planning for quarter three. Now, if you are already a subscriber of mine, you know that I have been on a hiatus from this channel for about a month now. And so during this quick Plan With Me video, I am going to also incorporate a chat with me so that way you can kind of get an update on what's new, why did I disappear from my channel, and what am I planning on doing moving forward. So this is a different style of content that I am bringing to my channel, and honestly, I am really excited to bring more Plan With Me videos on this channel. I plan to incorporate a lot more work with me type of content to help you as a business owner with increasing your productivity. And honestly, this is what feels the most natural and creative for me in this season of my life. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail right now, but I am going to share a little bit more of why I am switching up my content on my channel moving forward. So I really look forward to you sticking around so that you can kind of get all the tea on that. So if I want to just first start off by saying life has been kicking my butt, okay? I really didn't want to make this quarter two recap video, and I actually scrapped it while I was in the process of scripting this video because if I'm being honest, it seemed really gloomy and doom. And I didn't want to come on this platform with such a negative energy because I was just not in a great energy whenever I was about to record this video originally. Originally, when I was going to record my quarter two recap and quarter three goal setting video, it was going to be just like all the other ones that I do where I just kind of sit down and have like a quick chat. But I just strongly felt in my spirit that that is not what I wanted to do at that moment. And so I scrapped it temporarily, and then I came up with this style of content. So now I feel that I'm in a much better headspace where I can honestly just share what's going on and kind of give you like the cute version of what I have been going through during quarter two and where I'm going now. So let's start with the quarter two recap. And again, because this is my first time doing this style of content, you're just going to see like some B-roll of me actually working on my quarter two planning. And I'm going to kind of elaborate on how I plan for quarter two. And you can actually do that with me, probably moving forward in reference to me doing my quarterly Plan With Me videos. But I digress. So let's talk about burnout, y'all. First of all, YouTube is hard. YouTube is hard. Being a content creator is hard. It is not for the faint of heart, and it is not for someone who already has determination to see their long-term vision come into a reality for their life. I dealt with extreme burnout in quarter two, and it also put me into like a creative rut. So those two really affected me showing up on any of my platforms because honestly, I don't know if you've ever experienced burnout before, but when you experience burnout, you literally don't want to do anything. And it's one of those things where it's better if you can start taking the parameters to prevent burnout than actually hitting burnout. Because once you hit it, you have to allow it to go through its course. Like you got to let it run its course. I technically do still feel burnt out a little bit, only because anytime I start to plan to pick up the camera, or if it's the day of content recording day, it seems like my brain just gets so overwhelmed and I just don't want to pick up the camera. And that is like a clear sign that you are moving towards burnout or you're already experiencing burnout. So with my content, I do a lot of sit down educational content. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I do enjoy doing those types of content, but I started to feel bored. I felt bored with what I was showing up on my platform creating. And then I had a little bit of imposter syndrome going on as well as comparison. So I would see other people who have like less polished content, less polished thumbnails and titles and all these other things. and they would show up on my home feed and they would be getting tons of views. And if you are a content creator, you know how that feels when you are giving something 110% and then you see someone else is like, oh, I just thought about like just creating this video real quick and oh my God, it like did so well. And you know, it's getting like tens of thousands of views. And you're like, dang, like I've been at this for a while and why is mine not taking off at that capacity? So a lot of that I feel contributed to my burnout because for so long, once I committed to YouTube, I was like, I'm going to post 2 to 3 times a week. I'm going to be very, very consistent. And I know that with consistency, my channel is going to pay off. And I also feel like subconsciously I had created a unrealistic expectation of how long it would take for me to see fast success. And even me, someone who is an educator of YouTube, fell into the trap of comparing what my YouTube channel success should look like compared to other people in the similar niche or not even in the similar niche, comparing what you think your channel should be doing based on what you saw other people's channels doing at the same time frame. So all of that did not help. And then when I was trying to decide like what kind of content do you want to create moving forward, I wanted to add B-roll and add all these different elements that would kind of make my videos pop. But because I was already treading the burnout, I don't know what you call it, but like I was already treading burnout, the thought of putting in even more effort into my content creation process just made me even more overwhelmed and not wanting to pick up the camera. So none of that really helped. Q2 seemed like a blur, if I'm being honest, because hold on, because there's a motorcycle going by and I don't know if you guys can hear that, but Q2 seemed like a blur because I felt like for the first time this year, I kind of went back into survival mode. And because of that, if I could be like completely transparent with you, business was not doing the best. Like business was not businessing. Okay. And I started seeing the conversations happening a lot more on different social media, like people that were struggling in their business and not really making as many sales as they normally were. And I also resonated with that because I'm like, dang, the things that used to work for me are not really working at the capacity that they used to be. And if we can be honest right now, in 2024, people are really struggling. People are struggling and you have to read the room. And so as I was reading the room and seeing what's going, like real situations and real problems that my peers and other people were experiencing, I got into survival mode because I'm like, at the end of the day, you know, we all have bills that we have to pay. We all have the bottom line in reference to our business costs and then our lifestyle costs and just all those things. And so I started to find myself scrambling to figure out like, how can I supplement this change in the market? So one of the things that I did that also did not contribute to me being burnt out already, I said, I'm going to take a step back from creating content and I'm going to see if I can get me another job. So that way I can at least have some type of balance and sustainability in reference to my income while I'm continuing to build out my platform. Well, I did not know that the job market had become a dumpster fire. Okay. The job market right now is a straight up dumpster fire. And I hit the hard realization that I cannot just go out here and just get a job because I need sustainable income right now. And this was a hard pill to swallow because I'm used to like, okay, if things aren't going as well as I would like in my business, I can go and get a quick job for a couple months or however long, and at least I have some income coming in. Well, I started seeing that not only for me, but other people were experiencing like it's taking them 8 to 9 months to even get a job. Not only that, it's taking them months to even secure an interview. And this is with you putting in hundreds of applications, submitting hundreds of resumes per week. Like it is really, really bad right now. And so I found myself with my back against the wall because I'm like, business is not doing what it's supposed to do to help me sustain and scale or do whatever it is that my plans were for Q2. And then my plan B to get a job is not plan Bing. And so I kind of just retreated, because what do you do in that situation as an entrepreneur that's pursuing your business and then also seeing that the job market is not a good plan B right now and it's going to take some time. So that contributed to me being in survival mode a little bit. This is still a work in progress. Like, I am still kind of looking for jobs right now and also pursuing business, obviously. But because I'm kind of out of that burnout stage a little bit, I'm still dealing with it a little tiny bit. But now that I'm at a place where I can actually start back creating content, I'm ready to kind of go back to that 100%. But I'm allowing myself to slowly step back into content creation and not make it feel forced. Because I feel that when I'm trying to force myself to do something that is no longer aligned with my energy, it is really, really hard to do it. And a lot of the times, the content doesn't even come out good once I'm on the other end of it. So let's talk about some key takeaways that I got from quarter two. And then I'm going to start talking about how I'm planning for quarter three and what my quarter three goals are. So my key takeaway that I definitely want to share with you, if you are an entrepreneur pursuing YouTube, or even if you're just a content creator and you are working towards hitting that 100K subscriber threshold, content breaks are necessary. You have to give yourself content breaks, because we are human and we are not created and designed to show up at the capacity that these algorithms want us to show up. We are not designed to just always be creating content. And I think that because we get so much pressure put on us to show up in order to see the results that we want. Like for me, I knew that with YouTube, I needed to be creating 2 to 3 videos or posting 2 to 3 videos per week if I wanted to see really, really good traction on my channel and see faster growth. And although that was true, I overextended myself for a long period of time to the point where I had to take a full month off of my channel just to kind of regroup and get my creative juices flowing again, just for myself as a person. So definitely make sure that you are carving out content breaks. So what I want to do moving forward is, like, I took a month off, but it was unplanned. But what I would like to do moving forward is start creating planned content breaks with YouTube, because I don't plan on going anywhere. I plan on YouTube being a long-term play for me. I plan on being on here years from now. But I also realize that I have to allow myself to have those breaks in between if I want to be able to sustain the growth of this channel and also allow it to be fun, because it's no longer fun when you're overextending yourself and then you can't control the algorithms. You can't control when the metrics aren't doing what you want them to do. So if you're trying to do this as a long-term play, I think that in the future, it will be easier for me to tell my audience in advance, like, hey, I'm about to go on a break. And I've known of different YouTube creators that actually do this, more so vloggers, because they vlog every single day. So normally, like during Vlogmas, they'll vlog every single day and then they'll take January off just to give themselves a break. But they also let their audience know in advance, hey, we're going to take the month of January off. We will be back, but we're just taking our break so we can enjoy our family and just kind of regroup and be refreshed when we come back. So I'm definitely planning on incorporating content breaks moving forward, so that way it's not as abrupt as it was this time. And then the second key takeaway that I want to talk about is preparing your business for the winter seasons. I feel that for some business owners right now, this is a winter season. And so my question to you is, what kind of seeds can you be planting right now? And what can you be working on right now while the economy is doing its thing right now? We don't know when things are going to change, but when you continue to pursue something like long form content, whether that be YouTube or podcasting, These are these are seeds that you're planting that will continue to blossom for years and years to come. So yeah, do what you have to do in your business to sustain your business at that capacity, but also be figuring out, okay, if I have a lot of downtime because I'm not taking a lot of clients right now, there's not a lot of traction or movement going on in my business, what can I be doing during this downtime? See if you can start creating more content that is more evergreen and longer sustainability for your brand. So that way, when things do pick back up, you're already put in a proper position to be able to reap those benefits because you were already putting in those seeds when everybody else was doing other things. So those are my 2 key takeaways. Now I want to discuss the plan with me aspect with how I plan for my quarters. I kind of did things a little bit differently this quarter because I want to make sure that my goals are focused on what I want and not necessarily based on what other people are doing to help me hit that result. And what I mean by that is I'm trying to step away from having like sales goals per se, because you can't control how many sales or how many people actually enroll in your stuff. But what you can do is have a goal where you want to post a certain amount of content for that month or for that quarter, or just different things that you know that it requires you to actually do certain things in order for you to hit those goals, and it's not contingent on other people's actions. So when I do my plan with me's, I start with a top 5 focus for quarter 3, and then I also go into breaking down each month in that quarter. So each month I have a main focus, or I have a couple main focuses that is going to help me hit my top 5 focus for that quarter. So I break that down by the month, and then I go into the actual month and weekly focus. So we are in the month of July now. So I broke down what I want my top 5 focuses to be for July that are in alignment with hitting my top 5 focuses for quarter 3. And then for the month of July, I break it down by the weeks. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And then I just kind of create almost like goal setting for each week. So that way, when I'm planning out my week, I will know exactly what I need to put on my week to week to-do list that I use so that I can make sure that I stay on track. My quarter 3 goals is to relaunch my podcast. I've already started the rebranding process, and I am going to show you guys the rebranding process as well in another video. But the name of my podcast is going to be changing from the First Year Business Podcast over to the Create Her Legacy Podcast. And I'm really, really excited to bring that to you guys. So later on today, I'm actually going to be recording some episodes for that so that I can prepare to launch that in July. And something new that I am doing that is kind of in addition to the podcast, I'm also starting a private community. The private community is also going to be called the Create Her Legacy Facebook community, but it's not just going to be about it being a Facebook group. This is going to be more so where you're given the opportunity to grow your YouTube channel and your podcast, and it's going to be really community focused where I can do virtual events for you guys. We'll be able to do a lot of work with me sessions and co-working sessions. And there's also going to be a paid element involved if you want more resources or if you want more access to different things. But just for the beginning stages, I just plan on actually launching the private community. If you're interested in joining that private Facebook group in the private community, it's not launched right now. I'm not sure if it will be launched by the time this video goes live, but I will go ahead and link it so that way you can at least request to join. This community is for women entrepreneurs who are pursuing a legacy through podcasting and YouTube. So if that is you, definitely request to join this so when it goes live, you'll be able to go in there, introduce yourself, and get access to all the things that I have coming in that community. And then the last thing that I am planning on doing more in quarter 3 is getting outside, y'all. I have to get out of this house. I feel like that is something else that has contributed to my burnout. I feel like I'm just tired of being behind a computer. I am always behind the computer. I am always in the house. I don't go anywhere like that unless it's to run errands. And I really just need to get out. I need to get out. I need to start connecting with different people in person. So during quarter 3, this is the perfect time to do this because we are in the summertime now. So there's going to be a lot more of events for business and networking opportunities that I can kind of tap into in quarter 3. So hopefully if you guys are in Charlotte, you're going to see a lot more of me because I am looking for different events that I can start plugging myself into so that I can get from behind the computer and start connecting with people in real life. And I also feel like this will kind of help me bring back that fulfillment that I am looking for in content, because when you're creating content, you're really just talking to a camera. You're not really talking to anyone. And so that's why I love doing virtual events, because it's nice to be able to have real-time conversations with people, see their expressions, hear their feedback, and just have that dialogue. But I really, really, really love in-person interaction. And so I can use a lot more of that moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video, but I do have some ending thoughts. So the next quarterly recap, what I'm thinking is probably going to be a pod vlog style. I'm not really sure, but I also want to share with you guys, like I said at the beginning of this plan with me, I am going to be doing a lot more plan with me's. I don't know if you are familiar with that type of content. I'll just give you a quick breakdown of what I'm talking about, and let me know in the comments if this is something that you are interested in or if you are familiar with what I'm talking about. So there is different types of videos where on YouTube you can actually work with people in real time with their video. And so they have different variants of it. They have plan with me's, they have work with me's, they have study with me's, journal with me's, all these different things. And the crazy thing is I do these things on a regular basis on my own. And the thing that I love about these types of videos is it gives you a sense of working with a person. It's almost like a virtual co-working opportunity, because let's say the video was 30 minutes to an hour and you get to see this person working on their thing. They normally have some nice music attached to the video, music that I already listen to when I'm working on my stuff. And then you kind of it's almost like you get the opportunity to work with your favorite creator, even though is virtual and is pre-recorded. It's the weirdest thing. If you do guided meditation through YouTube, you'll understand kind of the dynamic, how even though the person is there, you're kind of doing that thing with them and they're kind of guiding you through the process. So that's the best way to kind of explain what a plan with me is. So if you struggle with being productive in your business, the reason why I feel the plan with me's are going to be really, really important and helpful for you is because, especially at the beginning stages, I'm going to kind of give you a breakdown summary of how it's going to work. And then I'm going to guide you in reference to what we're planning, how we're planning our stuff for that day, whether it's weekly, monthly, daily, whatever I decide to do. And then we're going to plan together. And on my end, while I'm already planning my content, the only difference is going to be is I'm just recording it in real time. So this feels like less effort, and this feels the most fulfilling and exciting for me in this season of my life. I do plan on creating more sit-down videos here and there, but just based on how I feel at this present time, I feel that I will be transitioning my videos from just doing solely sit-down talking head videos to doing more of the plan with me's, work with me's, maybe on occasion doing the pod vlogs like I've done before, some vlog style content, and just changing up when I do my sit down videos. I don't want it to feel so professional. So that's what I'm working on right now, because one of the elements that I really love about TikToks is the fact that this person is just chilling in their car, they pick up the camera and they're just spitting out whatever it is that they want to share in that very moment. And I feel that whenever you're doing sitting talking head educational videos, it's just very direct to the point. It's hard for you to remember to incorporate your personality because you just get in a certain headspace when you know it's a sitting talking head video. I can't explain it. But you'll see as I continue to create content. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know really this video, the quarter plan with me videos is really for me, like documentation, but I hope you enjoyed this and resonated with some things that I've said in this video, recapping the things that has been happening with me. I am back moving forward. So my schedule will be just posting once a day, child. And nobody finna be posting once a day. My goal moving forward with this channel is to start posting once a week. I feel that I can manage posting once a week. You may get 2 videos a week here and there, but my schedule now is going to be to just stick to that once a week and start doing other things with my time instead of just trying to pump out content all the time. So until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.